Today, this is the first podcast the class will see. Will they hate it?
Maggie's grade depends on this podcast. Will Dr. Maggies like it? This is Maggie's podcast! Nation, thank you. Have a seat. Thank you. Take a seat. Sit down. Thank you. Today, we are going to talk about Stephen Colbert. Stephen Colbert was born in Washington, D.C. in 1964. In 1997, Colbert began appearing as a correspondent on The Daily Show with Jon Stewart. In the fall of 2005, The Colbert Report began airing on Comedy Central, featuring Colbert as a starchy, blustery, right-wing host. The show was instantly one of Comedy Central's highest-rated shows, bringing in over 1 million viewers per episode in its first week. 6 months after The Colbert Report debuted, Colbert appeared as the featured speaker at the 2006 White House Correspondents' Association dinner. Stephen Colbert decided to address the room in character, with President George W. Bush and First Lady Laura Bush just a few feet away. Colbert proceeded to give an off-color tirade that left the audience silent and had the critics divided. Some praised him with a tip of the hat, and others wagged their fingers at him, saying he had crossed the line into disrespect. The commotion was spread all over the internet. The controversy only ignited his popularity, though, and the Colbert Report has been a Comedy Central powerhouse ever since. On his show, Stephen Colbert often uses the Twitterverse to make a point and to prove how big the Colbert Nation, as he calls his army of followers, really is. In 2012, the country of Sweden assigned its official Twitter account to a new citizen every week in an attempt to draw up interest towards Sweden. Being Colbert, he wanted in on the action, but got turned down. He asked the Colbert Nation to bombard Sweden with the #ArtificialSwedener to get the country to give Stephen access to the account for 1 week. More recently, Stephen Colbert got into trouble with his show's Twitter account. Last month, @Colbert Report tweeted this quote from a show. "I am willing to show the #Asian community I care by introducing the Ching Chong Ding Dong Foundation for sensitivity to Orientals or whatever," unquote. The war began, and the swords reading #Cancel Colbert in reaction to the racist remark. This comment was made by Stephen responding to the Washington Redskins owner, Daniel Snyder, for his new charity, the Washington Redskins Original Americans Foundation, which some say is just an obvious and obnoxious attempt to win over Native Americans, because it only uses the term Redskins once. The tweeted comment was made while Stephen was portraying a character of his, but that was not made clear in the infamous tweet. The story was also posted to Facebook, and the episode ran several times before the Twitter sphere found fault with the tweet. That did not provide a link to the episode or indicate that it was a character's statement. As Stephen Colbert puts it, who would have thought that a means of communication limited to 140 characters would ever create a misunderstanding? Because @Colbert Report is not affiliated with Stephen, it is a Comedy Central promotional account, it didn't do much damage. In fact, Colbert turned the story into a new trending topic. The host expressed that he understood why people were offended, just as he was offended at reading a single line of Jonathan Swift's A Modest Proposal. Stephen started a new trending #Cancel Swift, because he was offended that somebody dare request anybody to eat Irish babies. To recap, the TV audience loved it, or at least they didn't think twice of it, given that it's consistent with Colbert's TV persona. The Twitter audience, however, hated it, and the tweet was deleted. Stephen Colbert also uses Facebook to reach out to his fans. Like the show's Twitter account, the Colbert Reporter's Facebook page announces guests that will be appearing on the show and shares clips of recent shows. The Facebook page also announces when fans can get tickets to see a taping of the New York-based show. Stephen Colbert also uses books to reach out to his audiences. In 2007, Colbert's book, I Am America, and So Can You, became a New York Times bestseller. In 2012, Stephen wrote a children's adaptation, I'm a Pole and So Can You. These, along with his other books of fiction and nonfiction, gave him publicity and a home in Barnes & Nobles and libraries everywhere. Apart from his own show, Stephen can be seen on TV between other broadcasts when he is advertising pistachios in various commercials. He even pokes fun at how it takes branding, not the product itself, to make a sale. Stephen also does this with his show when he pulls out a bottle of Bud Light from underneath his desk. Nation! Stephen Colbert was daring when he started his brand of a news anchor persona that is a well-intentioned, poorly informed, high-status idiot. But it definitely is defining of his career. We'll be right back.
Hello, America. The folks at Wonderful Pistachios have asked me to help sell their product. But come on, they're wonderful, I'm wonderful, they'll sell themselves. I think we're done. Yeah, you were good. Folks, evidently sales of pistachios have not skyrocketed in the last 30 seconds due to a lack of branding. Well, let's take care of that. Pistachio, pistachio. Wait for it. Pistachio.
That's it for this podcast, everybody. Good night.